Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're now about to move forward, literally propel ahead, because up next it's all about propelling India's growth story, and we're about to understand a little more about the infrastructure development beyond 2024, because we all know that logistics truly entails selecting the optimal mode for a specific shipment, considering all the variables such as volume, speed, or for that matter, cost. And this is where we'll get a deep understanding of each mode's distinct attributes, but most importantly, we'll also get to delve into India's efforts in order to bolster its capacity and emerge as a global leader in logistics efficiency. I'm going to get a quick check from my team if we are set for our next session, and if so, then I'm going to request Dimple to give me a quick thumbs up right across. Are we good to go? Are we good to invite our next speaker right away? Because I'm really excited about this upcoming session as well. And I know we have all heard about the Gati Shakti and the kind of work that we are all able to do together as an industry with these important initiatives taken up by the government. But let's try to get a deep understanding of it, because we'll soon be having the presence of Shri Surendra Ahirwar, who's the Joint Secretary, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. So let me just quickly check with my team if we are ready. We are set? All right. I need to get a quick permission from my team every time, so that's the reason. But ladies and gentlemen, while we're looking at the integrated national logistics policy and the Gati Shakti synergies, let's have an energetic round of applause. Please help me welcome none other than Shri Surendra Ahirwar, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Can we have a Gati ke saath, Shakti ke saath, zordar taaliyan ho jaye. Come on, everyone. That's what we're looking forward to. And we'd like to also thank Shri Surendra Ahirwar for joining us, sir. I'm going to invite you on the stage to please share your thoughts with the August gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much for the invite. And good afternoon to you all. It's really good to see the stakeholders, the determinants of the logistics sector or the infrastructure sector, the drivers, I would say, and not the backseat drivers, the front seat drivers, to be here in the room, and most of them, if not all of them. Thank you very much for having me to talk about the government initiative, which are being termed as transformative initiatives when it comes to development of infrastructure, a future-ready infrastructure, a future-ready sector called logistics for the country, which can support the economic growth in a most efficacious manner, effective manner. So, gentlemen, over the years, we have seen, this will change the slide? Yeah. So we have aspiration to be a developed country, and not, we are looking that at 2047 to be reaching that state. We want to be, and we are anxious to reach to that state of development or developed state even before 2047. But we have also set a target for ourselves, a very aspirational, ambitious target for reaching to $30+ trillion economy by or before 2047. And then for that, we understand that to attain that economic development and accelerated economic growth, the sine qua non is the infrastructure. And therefore, we are pushing for investing in infrastructure development, and that too in a very, very accelerated manner, more than the rate at which the economy is going to grow or is already growing. And which requires definitely a very, very synergistic endeavor, just not within the government, across the governments, but also with the industry. And we cannot forget the citizenry, even beyond the industry and the government. So there has to be a synergistic and a very cohesive effort. And with this realization, there has been an initiative launched in 2021, and subsequently another major initiative in 2022 in the months of September. And then, since then, we have been moving very fast, and all the systems in the government have been, greased to move faster. They have been either renewed or being replaced with the new systems, be it digital, physical, or institutional arrangement. Everything is almost renewed, and not only in looks, but also in behavior, right? And all these things are kind of instilled or incorporated in these two initiatives which I'm going to talk about. So I think to help both the sides, like the speaker and the audience, and in the interest of the time, I think it would be good to go through a video. We can play that. While you get ready for the video, let me also talk about, and which you are already aware, during the last 2 years you have seen, or last 10 years you have seen, there's been expansion with a rapid rate of infrastructure, be it of the highways or railways or even the rural roads. The ports have increased, up to 84 ports have come over the last decade. The new projects, more than 800 projects have been taken up under Sagarmala, and a lot of it has just not been through public investment, but good to understand that there has been a good amount of private investment also in most of the sectors. Some are still the laggards, but yes, that's also a very positive sign that most of the infrastructure which has been created, there has been a substantial amount of private investment as well. Now, this is just, the drive has not just been confined to the physical infrastructure creation, but there has been a lot of digital infrastructure also which has been created, which is catalyzing everything, be it development of infrastructure, be it operation of the infrastructure, be it about transactions related to the infrastructure development, or transactions related to operation of the infrastructure, or procurement of the services, which we call as logistics services. You see a couple of mechanisms out there. The PMG is basically the project monitoring group, which is a monitoring of all the projects which are of a national importance or a major projects across the country, among in different states, across the sectors. They are being directly monitored by the Cabinet Secretariat, and this again is supported by a digital platform which is keeping a very, very objective watch on the progress of various projects. And there are not a few projects. There are more than 1,000, 2,000 projects which are being monitored, and so many issues which are which are coming across during the implementation process. They are being resolved at the highest level. There is a kind of digitization of the national infrastructure pipeline as well. A lot of projects, you can see the number there, be it in the economic infrastructure sector or the social sector. They've been kind of consolidated from 2020, and more than 111 lakh crores projects have been have been included in that pipeline of infrastructure projects. Then we have, as I said, the facilitatory platform, also the National Single Windows system, wherein the investment is completely facilitated, be it the domestic investment or foreign direct investment, wherein whether it invested in the infrastructure or any other project which is promoting economic activity in the country. We have created also a e-logs platform, wherein which is a very specific platform for logistics sector, where the logistics sector organizations are having an interface with the government. And this is just not a grievance redressal mechanism, but the proactive or the suggestions, innovative suggestions which are given by the industry, they are being examined through this platform by all the ministries concerned, and that is happening in a very concerted manner and a very collaborative manner. So we are examining various suggestions or the issues which are being registered by the industry organizations, and then they are we are finding solutions, be it in bringing about reforms in the policies or regulatory reforms, or creating some digital infrastructure, or maybe changing or modifying the subordinate legislation which we call rules, either at the central government level or the state government level. So all these things are being consolidated and looked at in a very comprehensive manner. We have Vahan and Sarthi, you all know about it. There's been another platform which has been developed by Ministry of Port and Shipping. This is National Logistics Portal Marine, which is also being called as Sagar Setu. It is bringing together all the stakeholders, which we call as port community, on one platform, be it related to shipping or related to the roadways or railways, and then, of course, a trade coming on this platform. ONDC you also would know about. This is, again, a gateway of all the commercial, the e-commerce platforms, which have been brought together. So it is, again, facilitating transactional digitalization, facilitating development of infrastructure, and facilitating that B2G interfacing all through digitalization. Yeah. So all these measures which I have just cited, which are towards development of infrastructure or development, physical infrastructure or digital infrastructure, the idea behind this thing in a most comprehensive initiative, which is bringing or putting all these initiatives together, is the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan. Do we have the video online? Could you? Okay, it's there. All right. So this is what, as I said, the physical and the digital infrastructure has been brought together, and this is getting together, getting unified further by purpose and by objective which has been set for all these initiatives. That is to enhance the logistics efficiency, bringing down logistics cost, improving just not ease of doing business, but also reducing the cost of doing business. But the question is, how are we doing it? So that's the answer is the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan and the National Logistics Policy, the two initiatives put together. I think this 2 or 3 minutes video would help you understand
major
what PM
economy in the world.
Yeah.
To complement its accelerated growth, the government has been undertaking major reforms, and by leveraging its strength in digital technology, it has brought the different institutions of the government together as a single force through the launch of PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan in October 2021.
PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, next generation infrastructure और मल्टी मॉडल कनेक्टिविटी को इस नेशनल प्लान से गति शक्ति मिलेगी। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर से जुड़ी सरकारी नीतियों में प्लानिंग से लेकर एग्जीक्यूशन तक को ये नेशनल प्लान गति शक्ति देगा।
Gati Shakti's objective is to attain an accelerated development of infrastructure and multimodal connectivity for speedy movement of goods and people in the country. The initiative has brought about transformation in the administrative processes at the central, state, and union territory levels, leading to an integrated infrastructure planning and development. This integrated digital platform with multiple GIS data layers is building synergies essential for putting in place the next generation physical infrastructure. The availability of GIS-enabled data of all infrastructure assets and natural resources on the Gati Shakti platform, including the land records, is enabling digital surveys that supplement the field-level surveys, leading to a major reduction in the project timelines. It generates multiple options of route alignment, which is minimizing forest land infringement and optimizing costs, resulting in sustainable development. The well-connected spatial data ecosystem is also enabling holistic planning of an area in terms of its social infrastructure in addition to its economic infrastructure. Using this GIS technology mechanism, 100 critical infrastructure gaps in the country have been identified, and projects have been planned to bridge these gaps, giving multimodal connectivity to all major ports that are the country's EXIM gateways. More than 60 planning tools to address the specific requirements of the various social and economic sectors have also been made available on the platform. Whole of the government approach for integrated planning has been institutionalized with the creation of a network planning group with representation from all the major infrastructure ministries. This group is backed by a technical support unit. All the major and critical infrastructure projects evaluated through Gati Shakti mechanism de-risk projects at planning and implementation stages. The National Master Plan has given a big thrust to multimodal connectivity in India. Even though COVID caused a global slowdown, India's infrastructure has been growing at a rapid pace and has taken a major leap forward. This acceleration, brought in with a big capex push and reforms by the government, is reflected as improving efficiency of the country's logistics ecosystem. World Bank, recognizing this improvement, has upgraded India's ranking in its Logistics Performance Index 2023 report. With steady and accelerated growth of its logistics infrastructure, India is set to be into the club of top 25 logistics efficient countries of the world by the year 2030. PM Gati Shakti, expediting India's dream of an Atmanirbhar Bharat.
So that's a short story of the long saga, and I think that has been understood well. So that's what the story of what best we could make during the crisis. When the COVID was like there striking the world and India as well, we were thinking about this platform, this mechanism. And it has really been appreciated. As you have seen, the World Bank has also recognized the India's efforts and the performance improvement. Though it's just a perception-based improvement which is being measured by or recognized by the World Bank, but you can imagine if the perception could change this much, I think there must have been a larger performance, which must be a reality as well. And this could be possible through PM Gati Shakti mechanism, and you would appreciate the strength of this mechanism. I call it a triad of the PM Gati Shakti, or three pillars of the PM Gati Shakti, which are the source of the strength for this mechanism. The most important of it is the approach which has been adopted, the whole of the government approach, whole of the sector approach, whole of the economy approach, in fact, whole of the country approach which has been taken in this. And this has been through the institutions, through the digital platforms, through the policy decisions, through the objectives which have been set or the targets which have been set, either for the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan or under the National Logistics Policy. Everything is being done in a very, very synergistic manner. And to realize that integrated approach or whole of the government approach, there are, as I said, two initiatives which again have two basic traits. One about the digital infrastructure or the platform which has been created, which is bringing about the synergy and that whole, realizing that whole of the government or whole of the nation approach. Another is the institutions which have been created. And again, let me tell you, these institutions which have been created are not the new institution or no addition of manpower which has been done out there. So there's not been an empire building out here, but there's been a carve-out within the existing organizations which has led to creation of such institutions with a new behavioral rules set for these institutions. You can see under National Master Plan, there are institution, the highest level, we call it Empowered Group of Secretaries, which is chaired by the Cabinet Secretary himself, and having almost 23 ministries, departments represented in that Empowered Group of Secretaries, which is an apex level, the policy level for PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan and this program, this initiative which has been launched. So wherever the tweaking is required in future, this policy level would be kind of doing that guidance and the redirection which is required. Under this institution or the administrative layer, there is a network planning group, which is a specialist group, right? And this network planning group has representation from all infrastructure departments at the joint secretary level. So it's a fairly high level representation. And these are the planners of the respective departments, right? So any project of infrastructure, which we call as major project, having an estimated cost of more than 500 crores, that project is put to the scrutiny or evaluation by this network planning group. Right, and they ensure that multimodality is taken care of, the last mile connectivity to the economic nodes has been taken care of, the area development along the alignment is adequately addressed also under that project. So they are examining every such projects coming to them from the PM Gati Shakti perspective, and that is for integrated development and for development of multimodal infrastructure. The similar institution is also created on the logistics policy side, which we call as Service Improvement Group. Now, Empowered Group of Secretaries is common to both the National Master Plan, the PM Gati Shakti, and also for the national implementation of National Logistics Policy. This group is called Service Improvement Group. This is again a technical group which is looking into every sector or subsector of the logistics. Every ministry which has something to do with the logistics, either it's infrastructure creation or its operation or regulation of the sector, they are on board in this group, and they are determining the direction and the policies which should be in conformity with the spirit of the National Logistics Policy. And we have a National Committee on Trade Facilitation also, and further, if I am to look at, there has been a great response from the states as well. They have today their own state logistics policy. And of the 36 states and UTs, 26 states and UTs already have by now their own logistics policy. Similarly, for the PM Gati Shakti mechanism or that initiative, the states have created similar organization as has been created at the center in form of Empowered Group of Secretaries led by the Chief Secretary, the Network Planning Group having representation from the ministries which are into development of infrastructure, and there's a technical support unit similar to what is at the established at the center. And again, the most vital component of these two initiatives is the PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan, which we call as geospatial platform, developed by our organization called BISEG-N, located at Ahmedabad. And this is based on a very tested technique and tested tool in Gujarat, and then it has been nationalized. And today, this platform has just not one platform, which we call as a National Master Plan platform, but it also has 48 ministries, central ministries planning portals integrated with it, and 36 states and UTs state master plan portals also integrated to it. It would have all the geospatial data or the boundaries of every infrastructure, if not exhaustively, almost majority of the infrastructure on the surface of the earth, within the boundaries of the country, or underground. All this infrastructure has been mapped with respect to the latitude, longitude, and in some cases also the altitude. So you have the height dimension as well in geospatial form. So all this data which is available about every infrastructure is helping the planners to take planning decisions basis the data, right? And then they are also using the planning tools which are there, created on the National Master Plan, for making either their own, or deciding their own alignment, or developing plans for development of their own infrastructure, the core infrastructure, but also for other infrastructure which we call as to give that multimodality to any particular mode of infrastructure, right? So they are able to see the infrastructures available along the alignment, a particular alignment. Suppose for railways, they would also be able to look at or see on the platform what is a multimodal logistics park, or ICD, or any road depot, or any highway which is there in the proximity all along the that alignment, or even the industrial nodes which are there along the alignment, so they can plan for the connectivity and therefore ensuring that multimodal transfer or intermodal transfer in a more seamless manner. So, and also addressing the last mile connectivity. So there's kind of synergy of every kind in every way and at different levels which is being ensured. And today we can call this platform as India's platform, where whole of Indian government, all the state governments, union territory administration, they are on board. And every infrastructure, be it the core infrastructure, economic infrastructure, even the social infrastructure, is now possible to plan on this platform, basis the data, basis the digital planning tools, so which is rationalized and increase the speed of planning of any infrastructure today. Now we have that capability using the data, the planning tools, and if we add, the intelligence to it as well, probably we may have the master plan of the country for entire infrastructure of all kinds. So that's the future we are looking at. Yeah. Now, these are some of the benefits which have accrued from this entire framework, the mechanism, be it from the digital platform or the administrative framework which is there in operation or in action there. And this has helped us in reducing a lot of time delays which used to be natural, and a lot of time which was naturally taken for making a project plan. Today, we are able to plan a project in just 1 month's time. The DPRs are done, again, majorly on the planning platform itself. Of course, we cannot substitute the professional consultants who are into making those DPRs. So the consultants also in the room should not feel insecure about it. They are not going to be substituted. But yes, they are being helped and facilitated through this platform because there's a lot of data which generally was not available or not completely available. So this is helping us in a big way in reducing the time for finalizing the alignments or even entire project plan. Now, we are able to see that also the interfaces, intersections which are there or which may be there with other infrastructures, be it, suppose for rail, the conflict with road or conflict with inland waterways or any other infrastructure, it can be just seen there. Even the buildings coming in the way or the land which is difficult to acquire, that also can be foreseen and assessed at the planning stage of the project itself. So that's, again, a lot of the problems which we face during the implementation stage are being foreseen at the planning of the project stage itself. Of course, we are looking at the cause of sustainability in a much more effective manner and to a great extent. Today, the platform is able to give us a prompt or prompts for even the forest land if we are infringing along the alignment, right? And then a lot of diagnostics can be done about the infrastructure gaps which are available. So which was the facility not available earlier, now we have it. We are able to now, as I said, extend this initiative or this framework and this mechanism to development of social infrastructure as well, which was not possible earlier. Every infrastructure, be small or large, was being planned in complete isolation, and after the plan was completed, it was put to interministerial consultations, which was like much of a formality or ritual, and was not very effective in bringing about that integratedness in the project plan. Yeah, this is what we are now, basis the, the success which we have achieved during the last 2 years, now we are ambitious and thinking about taking this issue further forward. And for that, we are considering even, creating that ability in the platform and make it so easy to use so that every project, at present we are looking at only major projects and that too at the central level, but we are looking at the ability to be created in a platform which can help every planner of every sector where there is an infrastructure being planned on the surface of the earth. I think that should be possible to plan on this platform. That's what we are looking at. And we are, of course, looking at optimization of alignment, applying this tool or this mechanism for disaster management and the infrastructure development for disaster management, and decentralizing the planning itself. And that too, earlier we have been having a huge constraint on availability of data. Today, the data would be, can be made available to the lowermost level. The person who has been authorized to have an access into the platform can have access to the data and base their planning decisions on that data. So we are even thinking of taking it to the district level also. There, the districts can have their own master plan, plan the individual infrastructure projects, be it the social infrastructure, economic infrastructure, or any other infrastructure for that matter, in a most integrated manner. So in a way, in a nutshell, if I am to say, it has been helping us in a big way to take decisions basis data, basis definite information, and it has been possible today to make every plan as comprehensive plan, looking at every sector, every requirement of the area, of the sector, and finally of the country. And this has been possible just not only through the government's effort, but also a big contribution from the industry, from all the stakeholders, not only at the central level, but also from the states, which has really made this into a huge success. And I think this is a big dose of inputs, if at all. But any questions, if you have, we can have a discussion separately offline. And I wish all the best once again to all the audience here, the stakeholders present in the room, and also to ET Group for great success of this event. And I really congratulate them for organizing this so very well in a most structured manner and bringing together all the stakeholders of the industry, be it engaged in building of infrastructure or utilizing the infrastructure and being partners to the economic growth of the country. Thank you once again, and all the best to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ahirwar. In fact, a very extensive and an elaborate analogy that we managed to gather through your presentation with regard to the accelerated growth trajectory that we are all eagerly participating in. That being said, if I could please invite on stage Mr. Sojwal Vora, Chief Supply Chain Officer, Manipal Hospitals, to please come on stage and to present a token of gratitude from our side to Shri Surendra Ahirwar. Thank you once again.